We are so cooked. I told myself I'd just check out the romance features real quick and go to bed at a reasonable hour. That was yesterday at 9 p.m. Then I told myself I'd check out the new festival and dialogue and see another NPC confession. It's now 2 a.m. I built a March shrine in my newly upgraded house with all of our date photos, spent 100,000 tesserae on a bar of soap, single-handedly supported Sweetwater Ranch with all these pumpkins, and kind of thinking about redesigning my entire farm and house because we just got so much cool new stuff, and I just scratched the surface. Before we go full-on nerd, here's a super quick spoiler-free prep so you have everything that's needed for this update. You're going to need a ton of hardwood, refined stone, gold ingots, obsidian, crystals, and glass. If you have the stone refinery unlocked from the last update, this will be a huge lifesaver. You can go running around the mines, blowing things up with dragon's breath when you see clusters of rocks and gold, and with the stone refinery, you can easily refine materials you need instead of buying glass and grinding for crystals and obsidian. Heads up though, your stone will go pretty fast. For that reason alone, I like hitting up the tide caverns for mining tons of stone with a high-level pickaxe. That way you can clear multiple levels really quick and repeat. For hardwood, there's a nice amount in the deep woods if you've unlocked that already. Make it a point to grab all of them, plus any that are conveniently in town on your way home. For both mining and wood crafting, remember that there's helpful skill perks in those trees that can give you bonus materials. Rinse, lather, repeat, and go say hi to March if you're romancing him, but don't give him any gold bars because you need like 38 for this update if you want to upgrade the town and your house. But also, yeah, try to surface up from the mines to say hi and gift your favorite datables because it does take longer than what we saw in previous heart levels. Also, you'll need to rank your town up to level 65 to start this update. Okay, so now we are entering more detailed territory with light spoilers about all the features, how to unlock them, decor and cosmetic previews, but I will not share any new dialogue or cutscenes that spoil them. Just some tips to enhance your experience. Let's start with the most important feature that'll give you access to cooking challenges, a date inspiration unlock, cosmetics, and so much more. The Saturday Market expansion becomes available once you reach town level 65. After that, go talk to Adeline and she'll tell you everything you need to create some bougie freaking market stalls. We're talking 20 crystals, 8 gold ingots, 100 hardwood, 20 obsidian, and 50 refined stone. After completing the Saturday Market quest, the Carpenter shop upgrade unlocks at level 70. It's also pretty hefty and you'll need 30 crystals, 100 glass, 30 obsidian, and 100 refined stone. But here's why this pain is worth it. This unlocks greenhouses that could totally change your farming strategy. Greenhouses come in 2 sizes and color variations. Small ones give you 25 tiles of farmable space and large ones give you 100. Fun fact, you can decorate these too. Like maybe you want to transform the small greenhouse into a storage shed for all your chests. Another fun fact, greenhouses actually fit more tiles inside than the space they take up on your farm. So while it's expensive upfront, the return on investment is totally worth it. And no, I'm not trying to sell you on greenhouses. You do what you want because now you can grow whatever you want, whenever you want. Also, at the Carpenter shop, you can get the 4th house upgrade. This costs 50,000 tesserae, 200 hardwood, 100 refined stone, and 30 gold ingots. But here's the cool part. You get to choose where to place your stairs, ladder, or teleportation mat. And you get 3 rooms upstairs total in this update. Which is great because now the Saturday Market has a ton of new stuff for you to decorate new cozy corners, nooks, or senpai shrines. Let's talk the Saturday Market vendors, aka where your money goes to die. Before we talk business, you actually don't need to upgrade the market to get all this cute stuff from Mary's shop. Mary has a ton of new clutter decor, furniture, and craftable recipes. There's crochet rugs, sewing kits, and other cute things to make crafting spaces. Jars, vases, and varieties of different drinks like beer, wine, green tea, lemonade, papers, boxes, and notepads, and so much more that makes me want to redecorate my entire house from scratch. Then once you unlock the 2 new vendors, here's what we got, and sadly it's not our sweet emo fortune-telling boy. It's Weedle, the fucking little sleazeball of a chaos gremlin that sells a bar of soap for 100,000 tesserae. 100,000. But before you rage quit, the soap unlocks the spiciest date location, and trust me, it's worth it when you see your date in nothing but a towel that's clinging to them for dear life. Weedle also sells wings, sword sheaths, extra large chests, refrigerators, a teleportation mat, oils that give your sword special buffs, and over glorified fast food that literally make you go real fast. And then there's Talpharo, and I love his booth for a few reasons. For one, he has weekly cooking challenges that will award you with 100 renown each, as well as kitchen decorations and crafting recipes. I'm talking hanging pots, garlic braids, herb planters, and I've barely scratched the surface of what's available. I've completed a few of his challenges, and how they work is once you accept the quest, you must complete it before the next challenge becomes available. The first 4 were super easy, but now I'm realizing I still need to unlock more recipes and stock up on ingredients. But again, I love this feature because it feels like a scavenger hunt and gets me looking forward to what that next reward will be. So overall, this new update feels like the decor focus on kitchen, craft spaces, and a lot of clutter. And pumpkins? Yeah, so you're probably wondering where I got all these new pumpkins, and these are from the new Harvest Festival. This follows a similar vibe to the Spring Festival, but I love it so much more because after you go around and collect a bunch of queen berries and complete voting for the competition, there's more cute cosmetics and decor in this shop. Then there's Hayden's Pumpkin Patch, which gives you a totally random pumpkin each time. I think I got every color variation? I think. At this festival, you can also ask any romanceable NPC to dance with you, whether you're dating them or not. And you can eat as much food as you want, and no one is going to judge you except maybe Island. Anyways, we have adorable new threats in the lava mines. Lava cats are so cute, drop tesserae, glass, stone, and obsidian, so great for general crafting materials. And there's fire spirits. They are awful to fight. Their flame projectiles will basically put a target on your back and follow you until they fizzle out or you knock it back, but luckily they don't do too much damage. They will also sometimes drop monster cores, which I'm a huge fan of because you can use this to craft lighting on your farm, and as you can tell, I love lights. I am Moth. Plus, there is new monster variants in the deep earth with updated behaviors. My favorite, you can catch bombs from silver clods and throw them to clear stones, which are a fun and chaotic way to save your stamina. Next up, the skill cap has increased from 45 to 60. There's quite a few new tier 4 and 5 perks across majority of skills, but the one I really like that I think you'll like is the Earthly Essence in farming. Once you unlock this at farming level 60, after harvesting crops, sometimes you'll get a rare magic seed that can either grow into a backpack cosmetic or mana potion. In fall, I got a pumpkin, onion, and sweet potato backpack, which makes me think these types of cosmetics are seasonal. Which brings me to a theory I want to test. Once we unlock all backpack cosmetics, will these magic seeds only grow mana potions from that point on? If so, this could be a huge help to mana management. Last but certainly not least, and because I have a lot I want to talk about on this one, dating and dialogue. As we know, it takes 8 hard events to unlock dating, and it will take some time and patience to reach that level. You'll have to talk to them and gift them every day, and even then it could take 2 or more in-game weeks. After reaching the next level, the next day the heart event will trigger. I believe most, if not all, characters will send you a letter in the mail, with the exception of March. His event is a little different and will take all day, and it's not something you choose to trigger, it just happens. The next day, the gossip queen Elsie will swing by and tell you more about dating and date inspirations. You can date multiple people simultaneously, there's no option to break up or switch to just being friends. There is no jealousy dialogue, and once the devs roll out marriage, you can only marry one person. I have some thoughts on this later, but let's talk about where you can find each date inspiration item. Elsie will start you off with the picnic in the deep woods and dining at the inn. Bathhouse date will unlock after you buy that $100,000 soap from Weedle. Beach date can be found by fishing in the ocean. Park date can be found by digging around the Eastern Road. Gem cutting can be found in a random mines treasure chest. And with the Shooting Star Festival, Elsie will give you a brooch and then you can invite them out. You can only go on 2 dates total per week, and from what I found, they cannot be back-to-back with the same person. So you can't have a date with March both Saturday and Sunday of that week, but you can date him on Saturday and go see your secret dragon lover on Sunday. Each date ends with an adorable photo and timestamp of the date. Some end with a kiss, others have cute animations. As for dialogue, once you start dating, you get new dialogue for that as well. It's so cute, I really love it and think the writers did a really good job with this. And a tip for fellow fans of March, go talk to him in his bed during fall, you will absolutely melt. As for best friend routes, I have yet to test this, but based on what I've seen, if you become best friends with someone, their dialogue shifts more to that tone, but you cannot go on hangouts or platonic dates and get photos. Which brings us to our discussion. If you haven't reached 8 hearts with someone yet, I encourage you to do so, that way we can build on this conversation with our own thoughts and experiences. Here's mine. I love that we can go to multiple places and that there's photos to commemorate the occasion. I do wish there was some banter or dialogue, and if this eventually gets added, I hope that the conversation can switch up a little bit each time for each date just to keep it fresh, alive, and avoid sounding repetitive. I'm pretty bummed that you can't hang out with your best friend. I would love to drink wine or hang out at one of their houses or at the park occasionally and just hear their dialogue in those moments. Otherwise, it feels superficial, like, oh my gosh, we're best friends, but we're never gonna hang out. But worse, you're kind of put in a spot and have to choose romance or best friend, and then you're locked into that choice. And some heart events feel more confessional than others, so if you weren't feeling that way, you would have to friend zone them. And I kind of wish there was more freedom to it, like in Sandrock. Sure, you can date multiple people, and if you do and change your mind, you could just give them a breakup stick to avoid getting a letter in the mail saying, "Heard you got married," which is kind of heartbreaking, but it just adds a little bit more mindfulness to the choices that we make as players. And one last thing, if you do end up realizing you like one dateable more than the other, you can't toss out the date photos. I know I probably sound heartless and diabolical, but when we do choose one character over the other, which is inevitable from their announcement, do we just make a breakup box of photos and hide it in our greenhouse or storage shed? Or do we hang the bathhouse photos of other bachelors and bachelorettes on our walls for our potential future children to see? That's just me, but I'd love to hear your own thoughts. Did any of the characters surprise you or change your mind? What are your thoughts, or what would you like to see on the dating mechanics in Fields of Mistria? Let me know in the comments. So what does this mean for the full release? Saying this for a 3rd time, I feel like we're so close. I love how they're rolling out each update to gather community feedback. Will there be a 4th major update, or will the next be the final release? It's actually really hard to say at this point, but I will say that I appreciate all the love and thoughtfulness the devs have put into this game so far, and I'm dropping their feedback forum into the description of this video so you can share your thoughts and feedback as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and sub if you haven't already. If you're new here, hi! I love Fields of Mistria. This game is what inspired me to start my channel almost exactly a year ago. So I have a ton of tips, guides, and other videos in this playlist here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.